All right, so today we're going to be talking about the glacier's impact on the automotive industry. The claim that we are trying to make here is that the glaciers were an essential aspect in the creation of the assembly line in Michigan. So we're going to be talking about what do glaciers do, the resources, Great Lakes, transportation, and the cause and effect reasoning. So, what do glaciers do? 60 million years ago, the cooling trend began, and about 2 million years ago, it was cold enough for glaciers to form. With increasing snowfall and low temperatures, the glacier's size increased and began to move forward. The weight and pressure of these glaciers pushed the Earth's crust down as it moved along. The moving and increase of these glaciers formed moraines. And eskers as sediments and resources were pushed to different areas. Moraines are a region of sand, gravel, and boulders left behind by glaciers. The retreat of these glaciers, on the other hand, was in part due to rising temperatures and lowering annual snowfall. This caused a rebound or a rise in the Earth's crust to where it once was, which is called an isostatic rebound. The next question I want to talk about is how did glaciers shape Michigan's landscape? First, we're going to talk about the resources. The lakes allow for the easy assemblage of the iron ore, coal, and limestone needed to manufacture iron and steel at lakeshore sites. Basically, um, the thing behind this was that the enormous weight of the ice caved out paths and picked up sediment as it moved forward. A lot of the times, this was moving iron ore from north downward into Michigan. Smelting was the process of heating iron ore to extract the pure metal by removing all the impurities. The coal was easily accessible from the south, which helped Michigan manufacturers have everything they needed at that moment to make the steel and the iron. Coal or steel production then sprouted because it provided iron from the north and coal from the south, which again, we got the iron from the iron ore with these glaciers coming down. The Great Lakes. The glaciers advanced and retreated, which carved out distinctive shapes in Michigan's peninsulas and lakes. The banks of what we now know to be Lake Michigan and many other lakes are moraines that were left behind by glaciers. These steep banks that connected the land and the water show the pressure that these glaciers put on these landforms and why certain areas of our landscape are much lower than other points. The sinking of the crust to the north in Lake Superior caused the lower Great Lakes to cause the lower Great Lakes all to drain away to the north, and the retreat of the glacial lobes also pulled water in that direction more northward. This made water flow paths that connected all of the Great Lakes and then all the way to the ocean as well. Transportation and manufacturing. This we can think of as pulling the drain on the bathtub. The sinking of the crust allowed more in the north, allowed that connection of all the Great Lakes and the ocean, which made water and travel and transportation much more easier. Detroit was a central location for a manufacturing boom due to its proximity to water and also other states for transportation of goods. Michigan had the necessary resources, and Detroit had the easy transportation, the workers, and potential to innovate technology. Michigan had shipping opportunities now, thanks to by land, water, and railway, which set it apart from different other states that were not in a similar location with these options. Before the manufacturing sector evolved, Michigan was primarily focused on shipbuilding and marine engines. These industries, thanks to the Great Lakes, gave way for manufacturing to follow suit and the boom to really begin. So now for the reasonings. Glaciers brought us resources due to sediment erosion and deposition, which also carved the basins that filled with water. These became the Great Lakes and a major transportation factor. Then it was the manufacturing hub. This gave us everything we needed to become a manufacturing hub. It was basically the natural resources plus the transportation aspect, which all in all, the innovation and the assembly line. All of this together forced Michiganders to be innovative and efficient, which gave way to the assembly line. Basically speaking, that because we had the resources, because we had the transportation, and all of that combined, we were able to start going into the automotive or the manufacturing industry, but we also wanted to be more efficient and we wanted to create the assembly line to make manufacturing smoother, faster, and easier, which again led to the assembly line. All in all, in the end, Glaciers and the assembly line kind of go together and helped one another to get what we know today as the Michigan Manufacturing Hub. Thanks to the glaciers, we got the resources, we got the transportation, thanks to the water and the pressure on the crust to make our lakes, which then forced us to want to be more innovative in the manufacturing sector. And now we have what we have today. Thank you very much.